Hey guys, James here, back with another video, and today I have an unboxing, or more like a quick look rather, of this. This is the Cycop Bitool 2.0. So if you watch previous videos on my channel, very early on at the start of this channel, I actually reviewed the Cycop Bitool. This is the number one, didn't have a number on it. And this is it. This is the Cycop Bitool. So I was actually a Kickstarter backer way back then, and I actually, backed this up. And when I received it, I did a review on it, one of my very first reviews, but there were a lot of things which I wasn't very happy about with it. I love the color, I love the design, I love how it felt, I love its functionality, but there were a lot of major things about this which kind of limited its functionality and ease of use. So what Cycop did was I actually noticed that they released the 2.0, so I reached out to them and they said, yeah, we've actually seen your video, we've taken things into account, did you want to review one? So this is it. This is the Cycop Bitool 2. They also have this new accessory called the Cycop Lit. Essentially it's a flashlight which magnetically attaches to the Bitool 2.0, and then, as you can see, this is some of the information. So it has an embedded keychain, it's a magnetic attachment, has 2 different levels of brightness, and this is the battery type. So it does need a battery, but unfortunately it is not included. So it's an LR41, which is good. I have one ready to go. So let's take this out. Let's, yep, very simple unscrewing. How many does it need? Okay, first off, they don't even tell you how many button batteries are needed. Clearly, it's not just one, because one isn't gonna fit in this space. I've got one. This is one. Now, to ask for more than one is a little bit ridiculous, honestly. And not everyone's gonna have these kind of batteries. I know they're trying to keep costs down, but they should have just put in a rechargeable battery. Make it micro USB or something, find a way to charge it. I just don't have the batteries for this, so I can't do a review on this light. But it does kind of give you an extra length to the Cycop. However, when you're trying to get a grip, this is going to bend. So they should have implemented some sort of twisting mechanism. So when it is magnetically attached, you can do that if you want. Once you attach it magnetically, they should have just added some sort of twisting mechanism where it did lock it. So therefore you do get a nice grip on the extra, so you can, twist it a lot better. Sometimes you're in a tight spot and you need this extra length to grip it, but this is just gonna snap off when it reaches any tension. Anyway, let's put this aside. Okay, so the big major factor was the internals and the fact that they didn't manage it well. However, I believe they have improved it. So this is still not magnetic, which is a bit of a shame. It requires the core. So the core itself is magnetic. So you can see inside there's this kind of silver bit, that's the core. And it's the magnet that lives inside, which is holding all these bits together. They do have a very wide variety of bits, which is really good. You've got a flathead, 2 Phillips screws, you have the hexagons, and you have more very finer ones, as well as all the way going down to really small ones here. You can see. So I'll give you a good look at that. Now this is good how they've implemented this kind of storage mechanism. However, it is still a little messy. I was expecting this to actually be more like a harder plastic. I think I see why they're gone with the rubber, because you don't want it to, because you want to make it to come out easy, right? You don't always want to, slot it in like that. But I think the rubber, they could have made it into a little bit more stiffer. Like, have flex by all means, but this is just like a little bit too flexible, I think. So when you're trying to put it back in, like all the magnet is actually so strong that it kind of stuffs that up. But let's just say, okay, I want to use it as a screwdriver, so I take out this one. Very easy to do. I put this back in and I screw this back on and put it in, good to go. Put it in reverse, and that's how you use it. So this would be forward, and then putting it in this way would be backwards. Same angle of motion, so I don't know if you ever needed, so on the other side, right? But you can, for example, do it this way, you know, from top down, or you could do it sideways, which I mainly use it for this wrench style because there are some awkward spots where I actually can't get into, say if it's against the wall, but I need a screwdriver. Most screwdrivers can't do this, but this is a really good thing. So that's why I backed it in the first place. So other things that you can do, for example, let's just say you had two, so you wanted a flat head as well as this, so you can definitely put this inside here. All right, screw this up. All right, and you can have this attached. Probably better to just put it at the bottom because the bottom magnet is a lot stronger rather than the side. They do say you can do it on the side, but that's just gonna fall off, you see. So that bottom magnet is actually really handy to have, and I kind of feel more safe. See, when I shake it, that's not coming off. Whereas if I put it on the side, that is quite flimsy. So I'll put it at the bottom. If you can probably have enough space to fit another one. And yeah, you can just do that. You know, when you need to swap, just swap over, and that's pretty handy to have right there. So I just want to quickly compare thickness. So what's the difference? So this one is reading 16.6. This one is reading 16.5. So I managed to thin it down by 0.1 millimeters, which is always good. The thickness of this bit is 2 mil. Might be the same. Again, they thinned it down by 0.1 mil. So when you're comparing these two, let's do another comparison. This is 13.6. And this is 14, so it is a lot thicker, which is always better, I guess. The bigger it is, the more it can do. But essentially, it looks very similar. However, the main difference is the internals. It's also really good how they got this grip section, which allows you to easily open. This one, yeah, was a little bit annoying to try to get this open, so it's a good change they've done there. See, this is the old type, so essentially it's just the bare bone neodymium magnet with the bits, right? Now compare that with this nice structured thing they've got going here. So essentially they've just added, oh, make sure they don't stick together. So they've essentially just added this rubber bit, which allows, you know, the whole thing to be a lot structured, you know. It keeps doing this. So I think maybe, perhaps they still need to work on the magnet. I think it perhaps is a little bit too strong. I know it's a bit weird to say that, but the magnet is so strong that this one was having, I was having a really hard time. In the end, I just kind of grown to learn to just shove it down there. And that kind of worked. But it was a bit annoying, to be honest. Great color though. I love this green color. Too bad they don't have this again. But yeah, I think the magnet is a little bit too strong because every time you take this out, it kind of wants to bring something with it. It's good in a way that it allows it to be magnetized. However, there is already a magnet here. And they've also got this rubber kind of padding at the bottom of this as well. So I think the biggest improvement that they made was that this is a better grip now, so that it's easier to, you know, untwist to get that out. They've also added that that section where it allows you to, in a sense, store and manage the bits properly. However, things to probably, and they've added this magnet at the bottom, so you don't have to get this accessory. It does cost extra, but you don't have to get it. I honestly wouldn't recommend it just because, you know, not everyone has LR41 batteries lying around and having like a 4 stack. So they should have either put a larger button cell battery or, you know, a rechargeable battery. That's probably the best. Everyone has micro USB cables nowadays, so having something like that would have been, I think, better, but of course would have cost more. The thing they still haven't really improved on is that magnet size is a little bit too strong for my taste. But I think everything else has been pretty good improvement. Those are the two big ones, this grip as well as that managing. So in a sense, they haven't really touched everything else because everything else in a sense was still working. It was just those two issues. So this one unfortunately didn't come with a case. So I think it may on the actual, if you buy it retail, maybe this is the sample model, so I didn't get it. But I can just use the old the old case here, which is really, really handy. It does fit, it's the same. Now the thing with this one is the price. It is probably a little bit too expensive for what it is. Now I did look just quickly at their campaign. You can get a hard plastic one without the magnet. Now I'm not sure why they didn't just go with that in the first place, and having that as an extra option that you pay for as Kickstarter only. I'm not sure, but they should have honestly just gone with the harder plastic. I think that would have helped that a lot more. Maybe Bitool 2.0. I think the magnet is a good idea, how it keeps everything together. You can keep the magnet in there, but maybe just using a harder plastic, not even hard plastic, it can be a hybrid. So just not a rubber that is a bit more harder, but still flexible. That would have been the best thing to do. Now pricing is the biggest issue for me, I reckon. Just to get this is going to cost you $56 US. Now that's a lot of money. Converted to my currency in Australian dollars, that's about $70 or $80, which is definitely not worth this tool. This tool is probably worth maximum what I would pay, which is what I paid for the previous one, which is 40 bucks Australian, which is around 29 US dollars. I believe that you can get other similar tools for cheaper prices. I've seen people online talk about that, and I don't doubt that. They are using premium quality materials that, you know, this hinge is very high quality. It's not going to break. No matter how much stress you put on it on everyday use, it's not going to break. They're using good magnets as well. I'm sure, and it's a very refined product. However, it is a very expensive product. And now if you wanted to add this alone, one of these is costing $32 US. That's a lot of money just for this, which isn't even rechargeable. You can buy a flashlight cheaper than this that is still rechargeable, which is kind of amazes me. It kind of astounds me. Like 32 bucks US for this. Yeah, it's a bit too much, honestly. I'm being honest, you know. Even though they did send this to me, they didn't tell me what I needed to say. And I want to be honest with you guys. I think this is just heavily overpriced, 32 bucks. And if you want to buy this as a combo, you can get it for 82 US dollars. But even then, that's still really expensive. $100 something for a tool and a flashlight. Probably wouldn't recommend getting it for that price. Now, is it a good product? Yes, it's a great product. It's portable screwdriver that can be used in all different kinds of situations. So yes, it is definitely a great product. However, is it worth the price? No, honestly, this is the time where it's not even like probably no, but it is a definite no. Unless you've got a lot of money, that money isn't an issue for you and you just want the best stuff, then by all means go get one of these. You'll have the money to get it. However, most of us can't afford to spend $100 on a flashlight and a tool. And if it's just a tool, you can't afford to spend $80 Australian, or what is it, 56 US dollars on a tool like this. It's just too expensive. Now, I reckon they probably can lower their prices. I think it doesn't cost them that much. Maybe they're trying to use that money to, you know, research and other stuff. And, you know, it's great that they're doing that. They're making backpacks now, and that's awesome. I think the price, they had to be quite realistic and see what's in the market. And this is just not a very good price. Their first Bitool was at a reasonable price, 40 bucks. I paid 40 something for this. Now, given that it was Kickstarter price, the full price might have been maybe, you know, 60 bucks, which is still sort of reasonable, but it does make it very expensive. However, this is now $80, and it's not even that fully set. Like, I still don't really like that middle bit. It's not a perfect kind of tool. So 80 bucks, yeah, you're gonna have to see whether it's worth it to you. But that's just been an honest review of this Bitool 2.0 by Cycop. Again, thank you Cycop for sending this out to me. I really appreciate that. And I think you make great products, but there are still things to improve on, and I hope this video does help you guys to continue to make awesome products and continue to get better at what you guys are doing, because I think you guys have great ideas. Like, I think honestly not many people have came up with this idea before you guys did. So props to you guys for having awesome ideas. But yeah, so I hope you like this video. Like it if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Leave a comment below if you have any questions about this specific Bitool or the previous Bitool, and I try getting around to answering those for you as soon as I can. Let me know what you guys think. Is this worth it? Is this a good product? Is it ridiculously overpriced? Was I wrong in its overpricing? Is it totally worth it? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.